Section 1 from the book of Genesis. So Avram left Egypt, he, his wife, all that he had, and Lot with him, to the south. Avram was very rich in livestock, in silver and in gold. He went on his journeys from the south as far as Bethel, to the place where his tent had been at the beginning, between Bethel and Ai, to the place of the altar which he had made there at the first. There Avram called on the name of Forever One. Lot also, who went with Avram, had flocks, herds, and tents, but the land was not able to support them both, for their possessions were so great that they couldn't live together. There was conflict between the herdsmen of Avram's livestock and the herdsmen of Lot's livestock. The Canaanite and the Perizzite lived in the land at that time. Avram said to Lot, "Please, let there be no strife between me and you, and between my herdsmen and your herdsmen, for we are relatives. Isn't the whole land before you? Please separate yourself from me. If you go to the left hand, then I will go to the right, or if you go to the right hand, then I will go to the left." Lot lifted up his eyes and saw all the plain of the Jordan, that it was well watered everywhere, before Forever One destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, like the garden of Forever One, like the land of Egypt, as you go to Zoar. So Lot chose the plain of the Jordan for himself. Lot travelled east, and they separated themselves from one another. Avram lived in the land of Canaan, and Lot lived in the cities of the plain, and moved his tent as far as Sodom. Now the men of Sodom were exceedingly wicked, and sinners against Forever One. Section 2 from the book of Joshua. The whole congregation of the children of Israel assembled themselves together at Shiloh, and set up the tent of meeting there. The land was subdued before them. 7 tribes remained among the children of Israel, which had not yet divided their inheritance. Joshua said to the children of Israel, "How long will you neglect to go in to possess the land which Forever One, the God of your fathers, has given you? Appoint for yourselves 3 men from each tribe. I will send them, and they shall arise, walk through the land, and describe it according to their inheritance, and they shall come to me. They shall divide it into 7 portions. Judah shall live in his borders on the south, and the house of Joseph shall live in their borders on the north. You shall survey the land into 7 parts, and bring the description here to me, and I will cast lots for you here before Forever One our God. For the Levites have no portion among you, for the priesthood of Forever One is their inheritance. Gad, Reuben, and the half-tribe of Manasseh have received their inheritance beyond the Jordan eastward, which Moses, the servant of Forever One, gave them." The men arose and went. Joshua commanded those who went to survey the land, saying, "Go, walk through the land, survey it, and come again to me. I will cast lots for you here before Forever One in Shiloh." The men went and passed through the land, and surveyed it by cities into 7 portions in a book. They came to Joshua, to the camp at Shiloh. Joshua cast lots for them in Shiloh before Forever One. There Joshua divided the land to the children of Israel according to their divisions. The lot of the tribe of the children of Benjamin came up according to their families. The border of their lot went out between the children of Judah and the children of Joseph. Their border on the north quarter was from the Jordan. The border went up to the side of Jericho on the north, and went up through the hill country westward. It ended at the wilderness of Beth-aven. The border passed along from there to Luz, to the side of Luz, which is Bethel, southward. The border went down to Ataroth Adar, by the mountain that lies on the south of Beth-horon the lower. The border extended and turned around on the west quarter southward, from the mountain that lies before Beth-horon southward, and ended at Kiriath Baal, which is Kiriath Jearim, a city of the children of Judah. This was the west quarter. The south quarter was from the farthest part of Kiriath Jearim. The border went out westward, and went out to the spring of the waters of Nephtoah. The border went down to the farthest part of the mountain that lies before the valley of the son of Hinnom, which is in the valley of Rephaim northward. It went down to the valley of Hinnom, to the side of the Jebusite southward, and went down to En-rogel. It extended northward, went out at En-shemesh, and went out to Geliloth, which is over against the ascent of Adumim. It went down to the stone of Bohan, the son of Reuven. It passed along to the side over against the Arava northward, and went down to the Arava. The border passed along to the side of Beth Hogla northward, and the border ended at the north bay of the Salt Sea, at the south end of the Jordan. This was the south border. The Jordan was its border on the east quarter. This was the inheritance of the children of Benjamin, by the borders around it, according to their families. Section 3, from the first book of Chronicles. The sons of Manasseh were Azriel, whom his concubine the Aramitess bore. She also bore Machir, the father of Gilead. Machir took a wife from the Huppim and Shuppim, whose sister's name was Maacah, and the name of the second was Zelophehad, and Zelophehad had daughters. Maacah, the wife of Machir, bore a son, and she named him Peresh, and the name of his brother was Sheresh, and his sons were Olam and Rakem. The son of Olam was Bedan. These were the sons of Gilead, the son of Machir, the son of Manasseh. His sister Hamolechet bore Ishod, and Abiezer, and Mala. The sons of Shemida were Ahian, and Shechem, and Likhi, and Anyam. The sons of Ephraim were Shutela, and Bered his son, and Tahath his son, and Eleada his son, and Tahath his son, and Zabad his son, and Shutela his son, and Ezer and Elead, whom the men of Gath who were born in the land killed, because they came down to take away their livestock. Ephraim their father mourned many days, and his brothers came to comfort him. He went in to his wife, and she conceived, and bore a son, and he named him Beriah, because it went evil with his house. His daughter was Sheerah, who built Beth Horon the lower and the upper, and Utzen Sheerah. Rephah was his son, and Resheph, and Telah his son, and Tahan his son, Ladan his son, Amihud his son, Elishama his son, Nun his son, Joshua his son. Their possessions and habitations were Bethel and its towns, and eastward Naaran, and westward Gezer with its towns. Shechem also had its towns, Teadzah and its towns, and by the borders of the children of Manasseh, Beth-shean and its towns, Taanach and its towns, Megiddo and its towns, Dor and its towns. In these lived the children of Joseph the son of Israel. The sons of Asher were Imnah, Ishva, Ishvi, and Beriah, and Serah was their sister. The sons of Beriah were Heber and Malchiel, who was the father of Birsaith. Heber became the father of Japhlet, and Shomer, and Hotham, and Shua their sister. The sons of Japhlet were Pasach, Bimhal, and Ashvath. These are the children of Japhlet. The sons of Shemer were Ahi, Rochga, Jehubah, and Aram. The sons of Helem, his brother, were Zophah, Imnah, Shelesh, and Amal. The sons of Zophah were Suha, Harnepha, Shual, Beri, Imrah, Bezer, Hod, Shammah, Shilsha, Ithran, and Be'erah. The sons of Jether were Jephunneh, Pispa, and Ara. The sons of Ulla were Ara, Haniel, and Rizia. All these were the children of Asher, heads of the fathers' houses, choice and mighty men of valor, chief of the princes. The number of them, reckoned by genealogy for service in war, was 26,000 men. Section 4, from the book of Matthew. Either make the tree good and its fruit good, or make the tree rotten and its fruit rotten, for the tree is known by its fruit. You offspring of vipers, how can you, being evil, speak good things? For out of the abundance of the heart the mouth speaks. The good man out of his good treasure brings out good things, and the evil man out of his evil treasure brings out evil things. I tell you that every idle word that men speak, they will give account of it in the day of judgment. For by your words you will be justified, and by your words you will be condemned. Then certain of the scribes and Pharisees answered, Teacher, we want to see a sign from you. But he answered them, An evil and adulterous generation seeks after a sign, but no sign will be given to it but the sign of Jonah the prophet. For as Jonah was 3 days and 3 nights in the belly of the huge fish, so will the Son of Man be 3 days and 3 nights in the heart of the earth. The men of Nineveh will stand up in the judgment with this generation, and will condemn it, for they repented at the preaching of Jonah, and behold, someone greater than Jonah is here. The queen of the south will rise up in the judgment with this generation, and will condemn it. For she came from the ends of the earth to hear the wisdom of Solomon, and behold, someone greater than Solomon is here. When an unclean spirit has gone out of someone, it passes through waterless places seeking rest and doesn't find it. Then he says, I will return into my house from which I came. And when he has come back, he finds it empty, swept, and put in order. Then he goes and takes with himself 7 other spirits more evil than he is, and they enter in and dwell there. The last state of that man becomes worse than the first. Even so will it be also to this evil generation. While he was yet speaking to the multitudes, behold, his mother and his brothers stood outside, seeking to speak to him. One said to him, Behold, your mother and your brothers stand outside, seeking to speak to you. But he answered him who spoke to him, Who is my mother? Who are my brothers? He stretched out his hand toward his disciples and said, Behold, my mother and my brothers, for whoever does the will of my Father who is in heaven, he is my brother and sister and mother.